Almost 1 year ago, on August 27, 2021, Fanta Bility tragically lost her life due to the negligence of Sharon Hill police. She would still be alive today if those officers had simply followed department policy and not fired at a moving vehicle and into a crowd of people leaving a football game. So we're here tonight to continue to demand justice for Fanta. So, what do we want tonight?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
we want Sharon Hill Council to release the full report, no redactions. So Sharon Hill, release the full report.
Release the full report.
Sharon Hill,
Release the full report.
Sharon Hill,
Release the full report.
say her name,
Fanta Bility.
say her name.
Fanta Bility.
It could have been any of our children that night that she was killed. So many more people could have been killed that night, all because 3 officers violated their own department policy and opened fire into a crowd. We cannot let things like that continue to happen in Sharon Hill nor in Delaware County. There must be accountability. As long as there is no accountability, none of us are safe. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
no justice,
No peace.
no justice.
No peace.
We want everyone across this country to know her name. Say her name.
Fanta Bility.
Say her name.
Fanta Bility.
No mother should have to bury her child, especially because people who are supposed to be trained to keep the community safe are the ones that killed her. Say her name.
Fanta Bility.
Say her name.
Fanta Bility.
Sharon Hill, what are you hiding? Sharon Hill, what are you hiding? Sharon Hill, what are you hiding? We must hold these borough officials accountable. From the police officers, the chief, the mayor, and Sharon Hill Council. If there is no accountability, no one walking, driving through the streets of Delaware County are safe.
Say it again. Say it again.
It could be your child that's next,
Yeah.
your brother, your sister,
Yeah.
your neighbor, your students at your school. We cannot continue to let these things happen.
Thank you everyone for standing out here with us today. We just really want true transparency and justice for Fanta. And justice for Fanta can come in many forms. One is for Sharon Hill Borough to be transparent about what took place the night of August 27, 2021. They have the report and they released it for what, I asked. Because how dare you release that report knowing most of it was blocked out? Taxpayers, you paid for that report. You deserve the report. I believe every resident in Delaware County and beyond deserves to see that report because this isn't only one incident that happened. This is a systemic issue. And this isn't just Sharon Hill. Fanta's mother is grieving and will be for the rest of her life, but she is not the only parent who lost a child due to police brutality and due to police not following their policies and procedures, due to ill policies and procedures that maybe weren't even thought about with safety of the community in mind in the first place. This is a systemic issue. And while we want justice for Fanta, we also want justice in a broader sense. We want Delaware County to be safe for everybody who lives here.
For those that need to know a background on how we got here today, organizing, we came out here over a year ago today, and we've been out here since August, protesting, marching, crying for justice. We had to push and threaten our district attorney to even do his job and charge the 3 officers That in and of itself was a fight. And now here we are at a Sharon Hill Borough Council meeting after they did an investigation and they won't even tell the community the answers that they got. And the truth of that matter is because it makes them look bad. They were in government when Fanta Bility was killed. It's their police department, their policies, their lack of training, their recklessness. They are responsible. So they will be held to an account. They could have made it easier on themselves by being transparent. They only make it worse for themselves by refusing to release this report. Because we're not going to go away. Every time we come out here, our numbers are going to be bigger and bigger. Fanta's name will never disappear. Say her name. Say her name. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. Fanta's life matters. Fanta's life matters. Fanta's life matters. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. We will not be silent. We will not be silent. We will not be silent. We will not be silent.
No matter what color you are, we are somebody. And for them to release that paper with it blacked out, that was disrespectful to her mother and the community in a whole. They was better off keeping it to themselves. But we're not.
How are you going to release a report with 17 recommendations and redact every single one? You can say that it's because of the case, and you can redact names, you can redact dates, you can redact sources. That's expected, but you can't redact recommendations, information. Why even pay for the damn thing? And the reason why they redacted it all is because, like I said, it came back and it was scorched earth. And it made them look terrible. 17 recommendations of how Fanta's life should not have been taken. 17 reasons.
And she wasn't 17 years old.
And she wasn't even 17.
All we know is that many murders have occurred by the police. And they were stripping numbers. How come Fanta not getting the same respect that all those that were murdered by police all over? Fanta didn't get the people coming out from all over the United States, all over the world. Fanta didn't get Philadelphia up here or no other place in Pennsylvania. This is sad. We want some answers. We do want some answers. And you see, as they sit up here and they see us out here, they think we're a joke because there's no strength in numbers. But they don't know the hearts that we bring is the strength enough. We need to be out here more often, making a whole lot more noise. We need to start knocking on them doors, being very disrespectful, which they might consider as disrespectful, but that's our strength. Us as African American people have seen enough. Over 100 years. And we can't blame it on the white folks no more. We gotta blame ourselves to a degree. This is why they're trying to take advantage of us, and they're giving us what they want to give us. How long has they had the time to get themselves together so that these cops can walk off scot-free? Because that's the plan. The plan is to let the cops walk off scot-free. Because you know why? Because they don't think there's no strength in numbers, but these are numbers out here. Yes. And these numbers do matter. Yes. A child was murdered. a child was murdered. There's no one being held accountable for it. Injustice?
No peace.
Injustice?
No peace.
This is beyond injustice. This is beyond injustice. And they know it. They sitting up here blocking these streets off now because last year, when this thing first started off, we had numbers. We were shutting these streets down. We were shutting these streets down all the way up Chester Pike. We got to shut these streets back down. We got to get back to shutting these streets back down. We got to get to going door to door and bring these neighbors back out here because Sharon Hill is a community. Sharon Hill is a community. Many people that was out there that night, we got to get them back out here. We have to get our people back out here. We need more people from Black Lives Matter than any other organization that there is. We need more politicians out here. We need more business owners out here. Because people follow the leaders. People follow the leaders. We're the leaders. And those that's out here, I hope that y'all start pulling more of them in. And all of us out here, we need to start, like I said, a door to door.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
And one person can't move a mountain. And we powerful in numbers.
There's strength in numbers. And as long, listen, this is the problem that we have in Philadelphia. When these murders happen every night, black on black, we can't get no numbers. But when this little girl died and got murdered, I thought it was going to be powerful. A lot of numbers. We didn't see none. I'm sorry, but you know what? Somebody tell me stop doing this here. But I want to know, where is the men? Where's the men, all these women out here? These men need to be protected, these neighborhoods, man. Sharon Hill was a place that all these cats thought they were gangsters and killers. I grew up with a lot of these cats up here. Where they at? A life is lost. That could have been anybody's child out here by that cop, by all those police. And then they try to, they bring some kids and charge the children to justify their injustice. They bring children to the scene and charge them with murder and make sure that they made deals with them. That's an injustice. And as long as they don't see no faces out here, they're going to think they're going to get away with it. They're going to believe they're getting away with it. They see 10, 20 people. Our hearts are strong, but our numbers got to get greater. We got to get greater, y'all. No justice.
No peace.
Injustice.
No peace.
Injustice.
No peace.
It must stop.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No basis.
Police.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 said if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
Sharon Hill,
Release the full report.
Sharon Hill, release the full report, Sharon Hill,
Release the full report.
Sharon Hill,
Release the full report.
say her name,
Fanta Bility.
say her name, we must say her name,
Fanta Bility.
say her name,
Fanta Bility.
say her name,
Fanta
we must say her name,
Fanta Bility.
say her name,
Fanta
we must say her name,
Fanta Bility.
say her name,
Fanta
always say her name,
Fanta Bility.
say her name.
Racism is real. Modern day racism is real. They're looking out the window. They might as well use the N-word because racism is real. Let me tell you something. People talking about justice and injustices. As long as racism is prevalent, it's just as deep as it was 100 or 200 years ago. Racism is pain, it's scars, but racism can't lay us down on them ships that brought us over here. Racism gotta have us at these front doors because there's mothers out here, and no one knows the pain of losing a child like a mother does. No one knows the pain of losing a child like a mother does. I'm a father, but I never was sending any of my children's lives their mother's faces after losing a child say I understand, because I don't. And I can't. And I never will. A lot of mothers should feel the pain. It's automatically should hit home. I remember children was out here on these protests. We got to bring these children back. We got to put these children back on the streets, because you know why? If they don't see what's going on, we're in trouble tomorrow. We're in trouble tomorrow. And there'll be many more Fantas all over Philadelphia, all over the United States. Fanta's life matters.
Can I say something? Please. You know they say if we need more people out here. Because if we don't stand for something, they say we'll fall for anything. I just want to say, you know, the old saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I'm not out here all the time. Even if I'm not here in a presence, I'm always here in spirit. I'm always supporting however I can. I take my hat off to everybody that's out here. This could be our children. We need more people out here to show them that we're serious about this. Yeah. Because when they see a little bit of numbers, they say, oh, all they do is talk. They talk, but they not walking. So we got to let them know we for real with this. This child was, as we say, murdered. And it could have been any of our children. And I'm going to say, as far as my black folks, we got a tendency of doing a lot of talking, a lot of marching. The next thing you know, it dies down. But her death, she's gone. So we can't stop. We can't start to stop. We got to keep pushing. Because like I said, we powerful in numbers. Right. So we just got to look at it. Could have been anybody. So we ain't going to count this a loss, because a lot of people ain't out here. And just like I'm not always out here, but I'm out here now. So we just hiring out to the community. It should be a lot more Sharon Hill residents out here. It should be a lot more people in general out here. We got to fight for these children. Because if we don't fight for them, as the brother said, and everybody, they lost. And we can't let the police or anybody else get away with this. I don't care what badge you got on. You got to be accountable for what you do. So we want justice for who? And we will get it. And I'm not trying to be all religious, but I believe everything is a divine time. God sees all and he knows all. So sometimes you might think it's over, but it really ain't over. So we're going to get justice. We might not get it today, but we'll get justice. As long as we come out and support and don't be afraid to speak up, it'll happen. Because like we said,
they all elected officials.
If we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. But that's not what we're going to do. And we want justice.
Sharon Hill neighbors, come join us. Sharon Hill neighbors, come join us. Sharon Hill neighbors, come join us. Sharon Hill neighbors, come join us.
I just want to quickly say, my name is Mario Samito. I was a council member for 12 years and council president in Morton for 8 years. And I want to say first, I know some of the folks on your council, these are not easy jobs, and nobody should think they are, and I don't think anybody here thinks they are. But that said, when it comes to life and death, we need our elected officials to put the politics aside and treat this like people's lives are the line, because they are. And unfortunately, Fanta's life was on the line and her life was lost, and we cannot have that happen one more time. And I just have to say to my colleagues on council here, when your house is on fire, you hiding under the bed is not helping you or anybody else. And it's time to stop listening to the lawyers. Look, what's going to happen in court is going to happen in court. And the only thing you can do now is to make yourselves look better. But when we read a report with entire page upon page of blacked out recommendations that we're not allowed to learn, that says to us that you think you can't do anything wrong. So if that's what you want everybody here to keep thinking, then continue down that road. But I don't think that's what you want. I think you're scared of the lawyers. I think you're scared of the FOP. I think you're scared of the DA that a lot of us work to elect amazingly. And you know what? We need to move beyond that, and we need to create a new day for Delco in which there is accountability, despite the fact that there's so many people, even some of our own allies and the people that we elected, working against us. And we need you to do your jobs, particularly when it comes to life and death issues. This is not time for politics as usual. And we need a change in attitude, and I'm hoping that tonight that attitude will start, and you'll start listening to the people and not the powers that be that aren't concerned about the life and death of the people that they say they want to work for. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Melissa Robbins. I'm from the Philadelphia branch of the NAACP, and I don't mind driving from Philadelphia, Fox Chase over here, because Fanta's life mattered. She's an 8-year-old baby. She could have been black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian. It does not matter of her ethnicity. She was an 8-year-old baby who deserved to live. For the people who took her lives, you knew it was wrong. Not only did you murder her in cold blood, but you also injured her sister in the shoulder. She also could have died. You also shot indiscriminately into a crowd of black people. Are we expendable as black people? Do Black Lives Matter? It's not a slogan. I'm a black woman. He's a black man. Do the lives of black people matter to you, or should America continue to throw our lives away? The land that you stand on is saturated in the blood of our ancestors. Our ancestors. This land that you stand on, it is dripping with blood. The trees, strange fruit was my great-great-grandmother. Strange fruit was my great-great-sister. You understand what I'm saying to you? Year after year after year, month after month, black people die all over America. When will it end? We serve all over. We serve with your fire department. We serve with your police department. We serve in your United States militaries. We serve everywhere. Black people have invented, black people have been robbed of riches over and over and over again. But you tell us all the time, later. We live in dilapidated houses. We live in torn down properties. We live in neighborhoods that have been divested in. We make a way, we survive. You put highways through our community. When we thrive, what do, white America? You come through and destroy any progress that black people make. Against all odds, we rise. Look at what you did to Central Park. Look at what you did to Tulsa. Look what you did right here in Philadelphia to the Black Bottom. Whenever black people come together, no matter what, and build, white America comes through and destroys it. And that, folks, is the truth. That is the truth. Whether you want to accept it or not, it is the truth. This little girl's life mattered. Somebody said, are we supposed to sweep this under the rug? Is her mother supposed to just forget about it? You care more about your municipality than you care about a life? Why are you an elected official? You're a public servant. How are you serving the people? Whose child is safe in Sharon Hill? Whose child? What parent feels safe right now? What if it was a white little blonde girl with blue eyes? Would we be standing here? The truth hurts, but it is the truth. At some point in time, I need to ask you, where is your humanity? Where is your humanity? What if it was your child? How would you feel if your 8-year-old little girl was murdered in cold blood for simply going to a football game? Do the right thing. Release the unredacted report so we at least get to see the details. Her poor mother. I can't imagine how that woman is feeling, but I would want justice, and everybody that's standing here tonight could be somewhere doing something different. But we are here because we care about that little baby. We care about that parent. And Sharon Hill deserves better. You took the tax-paying dollars of Sharon Hill's residents and you ordered a special investigation. Well, show the people what you found out. If it's something super bad, then learn from it, grow from it, create some policies so that never happens again. But right now, you're going down in history with the blood of an 8-year-old dripping all over your municipality, all over. And we're not going to let this die. We're going to continue to come here and stand for this little 8-year-old baby because Fanta Bility mattered, and she still matters. Whose life mattered?
Fanta's life mattered!
Whose life mattered?
Fanta's life mattered!
We want justice. We want you to release the unredacted report. And furthermore, as far as I'm concerned, you're no longer fit to serve. You all need to resign.
Yes, yes.
Justice for who? Justice for who? Justice for who? Justice for who?
Fanta Bility about to start. Folks are going to be getting over to the door right now to go in as they're allowed. If you would like to stay outside and continue to chant with us and shout Fanta's name from the outside while others shout it from the inside, you are welcome to do so. But if you would like to go in and make comment, please head that way now. The meeting is about to start. I'm going to stay out here and make noise. Push street! Push street! Push street! Push street! Push street! I said we don't get it. Black lives matter. Fanta's life matter. Fanta's life matter. Black lives matter. No racist.
Police!
No racist.
Police!
No justice.
No peace!
As we stand out here fighting for justice for Fanta, we want our community to see that we care, that we're fighting for justice for Fanta, and for accountability for our community to know that our children are safe. The police had the road blocked off, in a guise of keeping us safe, right? I'm sure if we ask any one of them, it is to keep us safe. But in reality, what it is really doing is limiting the community from being able to see this power that we have when we stand together, when we organize. The community is not seeing us stand here for justice and fighting for what is right. Our community is not allowed to see us taking the power and demanding justice from our elected officials. The community isn't allowed to see that because it's too powerful. Because when the community sees that we have the power to make change when we stand together and work together collectively, that is a threat to their power over us, and they cannot allow it. So not only is it important to be here today, and to be in this street, and to be in that borough council meeting, it is important to continue this fight every day until justice is served. It is important for us to make sure that our community sees this, not just here tonight, but everywhere they go. Every space they go to, they need to hear about Fanta. They need to hear her story, and they need to hear about our fight for justice for Fanta. The community needs to know, because when we work together, when we join together and use our collective power, we can make change. We can change the status quo that they are so desperate to uphold, to keep us down. But we can take that power by working together. We need to make sure that our community sees that, so they can join in that power, so that they can make the changes that they need. So that we can demand justice for Fanta, so that we can demand police accountability and transparency, so that we can demand safety in our streets and in our homes, so we can demand economic security and safety as well. We have the power when we stand together, and don't let them take that from us by hiding us from the community. Make sure the community sees it every day. We will fight until we have justice for you, Fanta, and for the Bility family, who deserves justice and accountability and answers from the police that murdered her and the borough that is enabling their attempt to escape from justice. We will not allow that. Are we going to allow that? Are we going to let them get away with it? Are we going to fight back? Are we going to stand up? Are we going to fight until we have justice for Fanta? Fanta Bility's life mattered, and we will not let you forget it. Release the full report! Release the full report! Release the full report! Release the full report!